and welcome to episode 67 of the Unwrapped Leader Podcast, where we get raw, real, and relevant in the new network marketing and helping you become a gifted leader in your business. My name is Teisha Dorianna from Canada. Today is a solo episode, and I wanted to come on here and share with you guys today 7 effective and valuable digital tools for network marketing leadership. So we haven't done an episode like this yet, but I was kind of thinking the other day, how many tools have really saved me so much time and made my life so much easier in my network marketing business. And I thought, why not come and share that with you guys? Some of them are free. Some of them have payment that you need to make in order to use them. But I will specify which ones those are. And, some of these you might already be using. Some of them you might have heard about, and some of them might be brand new to you. I've learned these all just throughout my 6 years in the industry, and I'm excited to share them with you guys. So let's dive right into it. Also, I will apologize in advance because my voice is a little bit wacky right now. Just got home from a conference in Kelowna, and it was a little bit smoky there. There are still some fires out in BC. And so if you hear me sniffling and I do feel and sound a little bit congested, I do apologize, but I got my water next to me. So I will do my best to pump through this episode with a decent voice for you guys. So let's dive right in. So customer relationship management, also known as CRM. There are probably many softwares. I'm going to recommend one for each of these categories that I really like, and you guys can go test it out. I know there's multiple versions of this, and if you guys use something that I haven't listed today, please put it in the comments and let us know what you use, because we would love to provide that value to our audience too. But when it comes to customer relationship management, it's really important that we are networking and building strong connections with our audience, with our customers, our clients. And that is what is going to create long-term loyal customer base for you. So what I like to use for this, and don't get me wrong, I do love the typical pen and paper, but I do want to tell you guys about some digital tools today. But for this, what I've used digitally is a system called Trello. You can find this just by Googling the word Trello, and people have used this for so many different things. You could use it for like team projects even, but I have found it really useful for just maintaining customer relationships. So essentially, if you just go type Trello, even in YouTube, you could literally just go find so many videos on how Trello works. And if you type in even customer relationship management on Trello, that's actually how I learned how to use Trello, but I'm just telling you guys what the tool is called. Okay. So I want you guys to go learn it and be a self-learner. But, Trello is really good for just helping manage and nurture your network marketing leads and also contacts effectively. So you can create different boards on Trello. I have one specifically for customers, and then I also have one for potential recruits and sponsoring. So any leads you can put in a row, and then basically you can move them down. I call it the pipeline, as they're in different phases of your guys' conversation. So if you are in the middle of talking to them about products and they've shown interest, then you might put that in, like new potential leads column. And then once they've actually shown interest and you've sent them a link, you can move them down the pipeline to, okay, we have sent them a link. I know that they're there. And you could even set reminders so that Trello will ding your phone. You could also have it on an app. I find it easier to use on the computer personally, or it'll remind you on your computer when you need to follow up. You could set that. Don't quote me on this, because when I joined Trello years ago, that was free. And I have a feeling it might be a paid feature now, but either way, I just kind of make sure it's on my Safari or whatever your web browser is every single morning. And it's the first thing I check. You have to make it a priority to check that every morning and just be like, okay, what people do I need to follow up today? And you're essentially just moving them through the pipeline, or some people call it a funnel, right? Moving them through your funnel until they do place an order. And then it's really nice because you could track follow-ups too, right? So if you've done your first follow-up after they receive their product, you'll put them in the first follow-up column. And then, 2 weeks later, when you go check in on how everything's going, you might move them to the next column, right? So it's a good way way to maintain that. And like I said, the same thing with recruiting and just kind of making sure that you are moving them through that funnel of, have you reached out to them and offered the opportunity, or have they shown interest? That is kind of the first step. The next step would be, have you invited them to, an opportunity event or a call? Have you sent them more information from a third-party source? Move them down again in the row. And then, the third one being like, did you close the deal? Did you seal the deal? Are they interested or are they not? And so you could have like a won folder and a lost folder. And it's just kind of nice to keep track of, how many people you are keep talking to. And it really goes to show how many new conversations you're making every day. So anyways, Trello is a great software for customer relationship management. And there are so many amazing tutorials that you guys can watch right here on YouTube. So that is what will help you and save you in the customer relationship area if you're feeling like you're struggling with that. Of course, you could do this as well with like a binder, pen and paper, which is also nice to have because you could carry it with you everywhere. But if you're more a digital person, I'd recommend this app. Okay, number 2 is social media management. So if you are someone that needs to schedule stuff ahead of time because you have a busy life, you have a busy schedule, something that I've used before is called Later. This is a paid platform and it allows you to schedule content on your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter, your TikTok, as well as stories. So it does literally everything. Now, I know that Instagram and Facebook has something called the Meta Business Suite. This is actually found on Facebook, and you can do some scheduling through there, which is nice. But if you're someone that's kind of managing like multiple platforms, including Twitter, TikTok, your stories, like Later just has it all in one app. So it's kind of nice and useful for that. But if you are just on Instagram and Facebook, you might prefer the Meta Business Suite to do that. You could also schedule right in the Instagram platform. I'm going to be real though. I've scheduled a few posts in the last week and they are not working. It's just like, we had trouble posting this. And it's so frustrating because you have to delete it and you have to redo it. So if you do schedule an Instagram, I would copy and paste your caption script that you wrote and save it somewhere else in case it doesn't actually work, because it's not always reliable. So I know with the system called Later, that's usually pretty reliable. So it allows you to schedule posts. It allows you to engage with your audience. It helps you track your social media performance too. Of course, we have our insights right in the Meta Business Suite or on your Instagram or Facebook, but this also tracks your social media performance too and what's working well. It even gives you, what's really cool is like the most popular times that day to post. So like if you have a post ready, you put up your picture and you put in your text and you go to move it to the day that you want it to post at the time, it'll say like recommended time to post. And it uses analytics from your audience and what time, most people are online. So that's pretty cool. So that is one of the social media management apps that is really helpful. Next one, number 3, is email marketing. So a lot of people in the network marketing industry don't dive into this until a bit later, but I'm going to tell you why you should, and then I'm going to give you a couple platforms that I would recommend. So this was one thing that was recommended to me when I hired my very first coach in the network marketing industry. They said, you need to find a place for your customers that is off of social media, because at the end of the day, social media is free for the most part, and it's not super reliable. So what would happen tomorrow if Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all those platforms just shut down? Would your business be gone, or would you still have a business? Think about that question. And if you were like, oh my gosh, I would lose everything. All my groups are there. I do my parties there, whatever it is. If you don't have a business without those platforms, you need to find a different way to get your customers in an area that you can communicate with them not offline, but like off those platforms. So I would highly recommend starting an email list. And you could do this through 2 that I recommend, Flowdesk and MailChimp. Now, Flowdesk is a paid platform. This is the one that I use. I'll actually drop in the show notes a promo code. I believe don't quote me. I believe it's 50% off of Flowdesk. It can be a little bit pricey, so the 50% off is really helpful. And I have a code for you guys below. That's what I use, and it has been amazing. You could have unlimited lists on there. You could make these really cool email workflows. By the way, I've used this not only for email marketing, you can use this for onboarding. There are so many great things that you could do with just email marketing platforms. So Flowdesk is amazing. They have so many awesome templates. It's very modern. And then a free version, if you just want to try something for free, it's not a lot of options, I think, to choose from. And I think you can only have one list and all that kind of stuff. But the other one I'd recommend is called MailChimp. And these basically enable you to create and send targeted email campaigns to your network marketing contacts. So whether that be customers or maybe that be your team, right? Maybe you want to send out a weekly team newsletter. I know leaders who do that, and a lot of people like that for just kind of staying in the loop. But maybe your company already does that. You don't feel the need. It's great either way just to have for your customers to just keep in touch with them, have your own little newsletter with some announcements, promotions. Maybe you're going to give some free value to them, whether that be some recipes or some advice on health, wellness, whatever your industry, your niche and brand really is all about. That's what you would make your email list about. And it's just that extra personal touch. So Flowdesk and MailChimp for email marketing. Number 4, so something that I like to do to gather all my team resources. So I know that we have Facebook groups and a lot of people use that for team pages. And I have one, of course, and it works great. But something that has been a complete game changer, I've been using it for the last, I want to say 3 to 4 years, is an app called Boards. And this has been a complete game changer. What's really cool is you could store any sort of resources in this app, and you can invite your entire team to it to have access to. But I think one of the coolest features is that this is an app that connects to your keyboard, whether you be on an iPhone or a Samsung, and you could actually copy and paste verbiage really easily right from your keyboard. You don't have to even highlight it and click copy. You just literally go to your keyboard, click a button, and that board comes up with all the different scripts. So if you have scripts for follow-ups or whatever it may be, it's easy to do that. And same with photos. So if you're texting someone, you're in a conversation on Facebook, you're in a Facebook party, you're responding to a comment, there are literally, you can make scripts for anything in Boards. You could share it with your team, and it is the most easily accessible tool that is going to make your life so much easier. It's going to save you so much time. You could add YouTube videos there. You could add scripts and text. You could add photos. You could add so much. This is a free app. However, there are certain paid options. So depending on, I guess, what you really want to use when it comes to Boards, you may have to pay a little bit for it, but overall it's free. And if you just want to make a board to share with your team, then this is a fantastic tool. And it's free for the most part. Like I said, it's just if you really want to take it a step further, you can pay for it and make your life a little bit easier. So it just really helps you organize resources, trainings. You could have an onboarding program on here, which is what I've created for my team right on Boards, and so much more for your network marketing team. Highly recommend this app. If you take anything away from this video, go download Boards. It is so good. Okay, on to number 5. Video conferencing and webinar software. We have all heard of Zoom. I'm filming this podcast right now on Zoom. And I just think this is an essential software for hosting online meetings, for creating presentations, training sessions with your network. You could do so much with Zoom. It is easy to use. You could stream it right into a group. If you need to do a training with a slideshow, I love that you could share your screen. It's so easy to do one-on-one calls and team meetings, right? Everyone could talk, everyone could share their screen. We could record it, which is cool. And so I do all my team meetings through Zoom. Usually I'll stream it into my group on Facebook as well. I can record it and save it, even upload it to YouTube as an unlisted video so that we have access to it later if we need. And it's great for presentations. If you're talking about your business opportunity and growing your organization, then it's a great way to stream a Zoom or just even get people to hop on the Zoom to talk a little bit more about the business. This is an essential for me. And I think anyone building a, organization is going to want a software like Zoom with them. So consider investing in Zoom, guys. Okay, number 6 is content creation. So I'm sure, well, I'm not sure, but most people have heard of this platform if you are creating content often, and that is Canva. It is such an amazing platform for creating graphics. It can help you create compelling content that's going to speak to your audience. And there are so many cool features on it. So you can go on there, find templates, put it in your own brand colors, make them your own. You could even make a brand board on there where you put your specific colors that you're going to use all the time. You can pick your specific fonts. You could even upload logos. You can make logos on there. All of my logos that I've made for my team, my personal business, everything is all created through Canva. It has been a complete life changer for me. It is a free platform and website. There are some features that can be paid for example, like the background remover. I pay for it. And honestly, the background remover is a big reason for that. I think that it saves so much time. It makes really pretty content. And when you really know how to use Canva and all the cool little tips and tricks around it, you can make some really cool stuff that people think, wow, did a graphic designer make that? Like, it looks so good. So make sure you guys are on Canva if you're making content for your business. It's a great platform. And last but not least, that brings us to number 7. So for verbiage and captions, and that is ChatGPT. I don't know if you guys have heard of this yet, and if you've jumped on the train, guys, this is completely free. There are apps that I've searched before when I type that in, and they all cost money. But the trick is to go to the official ChatGPT website on Google. Excuse me. I'll put the website link in the show notes too, so you guys can see. Like, literally just go in the show notes if you need details on any of these platforms. I'm going to provide everything for you. And if I have promo codes and discounts for any of these, I will also put that in the show notes. So just make sure you go check that out. But guys, ChatGPT, you could literally ask it anything. And this can help you with your social media content. It can help you with forming scripts and just, some days you're like, I just can't form words today, or I don't even know what to say to this person without sounding weird. Like, ChatGPT is going to give you such a good idea of, what to say, what to post, what would sound really professional, right? You could ask it literally anything, and it could teach you more about network marketing tips and tricks too. So if you're learning network marketing, you could say, what are 10 things I need to know as a network marketing leader? Boom, it's going to produce 10 things that you need to know. If you are making a post on, maybe you wanted to share some health and wellness tips, you could ask them for 10 health and wellness tips or 5 health and wellness tips, that people should know. You could even say, write me an Instagram caption about this quote, or ask me, or write me a long Instagram caption about why collagen is essential for your body. And so you could ask it literally anything you want. It'll write you a caption. Now, here's what I recommend though. Everything that it produces and gives you, especially when it comes to scripts and content, you need to make it your own. People are going to know if all of a sudden you're using all these words and you're using all these, say, emojis or whatever it is. Like, they even give you emojis. Isn't that cool? But the point is, people are going to know if it's not you. And so you have to go and make that your own. This is great for just getting inspired and producing content. Like, Dracy and I even do this sometimes when we're stuck on, what should we do for the podcast today? Like, we try and do things that are relevant, but I got this idea of doing this episode through ChatGPT. I literally asked it, what's a good podcast episode for network marketing leadership? And they gave me like 10 ideas or something. And one of them was like, talk about digital tools. And they even gave me some ideas for that. But of course, I put my own recommendations in here, and things that I actually use, and everything I'm saying is coming directly from me. Obviously, I'm not a robot. But yeah, the world is crazy, guys. Like, robots are producing really valuable content for us right now. And you can use this to even one up your content. Like, ask ChatGPT, what are 5 tips to, being healthier? And then they give you 5 tips. There you go. That is your carousel that you post on Instagram, right? You go search on Canva, carousel 5 tips or something like that, and they'll give you a template, and then you go plug in everything ChatGPT gave you, put your own twist on it, of course, and add your own recommendations and suggestions in there. But it is a game changer. So make sure you guys are using ChatGPT. I remember when I first was hearing about it, I was like, I don't need it. I don't need it. And then I jumped on the train and I'm like, oh my God, I need it. Like, it's not even just for business. Sometimes I just have questions or I'm trying to think of something and I'm like, you know what, let ChatGPT do the thinking for me today. And they give me some really great ideas. So guys, overall, these digital tools, they can enhance your network marketing leadership by improving your communication, your organization, your marketing, your analytics, and ultimately just helping you grow and manage your network more efficiently. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was. Make sure you like the video, share this with your teams. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you guys are hitting the subscribe button and clicking the bell so that you guys never miss out on an episode. And if you're listening in on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, thank you for being here and listening in from there as well. I would so appreciate a 5-star review if you found this episode useful. It helps us grow as a brand, and we just can't thank you enough for all your support. So thanks for tuning in, and we can't wait to see you next week. Bye, guys.